ultimate purpose is not survival. It's finding purpose in what you love. I'm pumped to be branching out and being like, hey, we're going to sit down and have a couple-hour podcast. Is it?
Is it, dude?
Jesus Christ.
You just like talked for 5 minutes. I'm like, is it though?
Check.
Mine were really
I've
loud.
always been inspired by this shit.
Dude, that pizza was so greasy.
It was disgusting.
It was not disgusting.
Disgusting.
It got quieter, but
Okay.
what number is it?
4?
These are 3.
Okay, well then it wouldn't be you. Like that, this is all the way up.
Yeah, that sucks.
You don't like my, you're like, I don't like your voice enough to listen to that shit that loudly.
Oh, no.
Heck yeah. Well, cheers. I'm going to start off with a shot of Fireball to get the, soften up the hard edges.
Yeah.
And the hard edges being my kids are in the hallway of the building and I'm a little stressed out about it. Oh, man.
You also got to do your thing.
Oh, the sink.
We're just talking. We're not going to interview you or anything, so.
Oh, no, that's totally fine with me.
Loud noise. Okay.
Oh, there we
There's
go.
the sink. Heck yeah. All right.
You got too many things in front of me I'm going to play with.
Dude, yeah.
Just everything's a toy, just a sensory toy. Like,
It's-
oh, what's this? What's this?
It's so bad. I like. That's how I am. Like, these are all stuck together. It's going to drive me nuts.
Are you going to spend... Oh, man. Bud Light as a chaser for Fireball is not it.
Oh, man.
Are you going to... You're going to sit there and peel them apart for the episode instead of, talking?
Yeah.
Dude,
Just sort them out.
yeah. Speaking of sensory issue, we had an episode like, I don't know, maybe a month or two ago that we recorded. And Paige was getting super uncomfortable because I was talking about ice. I was like on a rant about how ice is whatever the new Nazis, and I had that Honda S2000 from Fast and Furious, and she was just like wheeling it, like just like ba-dum, da-dum, da-dum, off the table. I was like, am I bothering you while we're talking on our talk show?
He sure
She's
was.
like, I didn't want to talk about this, and I told you that.
The touchier the subject, the busier she gets doing things.
Right.
Literally, yeah. Oh man.
The more I have to play with things.
It sounds like I need to bother you more.
Yeah.
That's the move, dude.
You just gotta string like a bunch of like toys and just everything around, just like, well, I mean, basically how my living room is right now with my 1-year-old.
Yeah.
It's just, it's just a chaotic mess of like stations of toys and things for him to play with, so he can just bounce from one to the next.
Yeah.
And and that helps too, because then if he gets busy enough, and he's pretty good at keeping himself entertained, being independent with that, and so it's helpful, but eventually he gets bored with everything that you have.
And then you're pulling everything out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our kids have the ADHD, right? Like they'll play with something for 5 seconds and then move on and then move on and then move on. And then they're like, all right, it's time to do chores, right after dinner. And they're like, why is the whole house destroyed? Like, oh, we got so much to do. I'm like, it's fucking you. You're the reason.
Yeah.
When it's just me and Paige, the only thing that piles up is dishes, and then one of us does them. Like, she does them.
Exactly.
But when they're home, oh my God, there's fucking it. Like, yeah. Well, we have to clean for the entire afternoon every day. Like, we have 3 kids with assigned jobs, doing chores for like 2 hours every single day to get the house cleaned again.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's already won.
Yeah. 1 year old. Well, 13 months if I'm being super technical, but
Wow.
I'm not gonna be that parent. It's like, oh, he's 17 months. Like, okay, just
He's 75 months old.
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, he's over a year. He's getting super close to walking now. Like, when he is walking, he's going to be a real problem, just because he's so fast, and it's almost random. Where like he'll be, like with crawling, for example, he'll be very slow, just kind of checking out the area, and then when he zeroes in on something that he wants, he darts to it. He goes from 0 to 60 like that.
Yeah.
So when he's walking, I can only see how much more intense that's going to be, you know.
Yeah.
When we ran into you guys at Modest Mouse, I think that was like the first time you guys had a night out without the baby, right?
Yes, yeah, that was our first night out without him overnight. So it was great, but also it actually was kind of sad.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't expect to feel that way either, you know. I was, we were looking forward to it because, it's our first night to ourselves, date night. But then we're like, wow, we really miss our kid. So it's like, it's funny how, finally when you have that moment of peace, you're still kind of thinking about them, like, oh, I wonder how they're doing, what they're up to right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He deals with that all the time.
I deal with that every week. It sucks. Yeah, because, I have split custody. So, like when my kids are at home, they're home 3 days a week, and the weekend, every other weekend. So the 3 days during the week that I have them, I'm like, man, fucking God, like, let me have a moment. Like, I can't think, I can't process, I got to get stuff done. And like, you guys are up my ass, dad, and there's just like no peace. And then like the second they're gone, I'm like, oh, God, like I wish they were back,
It's like, wait, come back.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. Like, yeah, I feel like, most of the time that I don't have them, I feel guilty about feeling overwhelmed or whatever when they were there. And the second they're gone, I'm like, oh, like, dang it. Like, I don't care about going to, like, I care about the stuff that I do in my free time, but not as much as I obviously care about the kids. So it's weird to.
I heard that backwards.
What do you mean?
I thought you were saying you don't care about the kids as much as you care about the stuff you're doing in your free time.
No, the opposite. But like it's hard to like, I don't know, it's hard to like maintain a good attitude when like the kid, like there's 3 kids, so like it can be super overwhelming just with like meeting each one of their needs, not even necessarily like, that they're that burdensome to be around or deal with. It's just that there's 3 of them and 3 people are hungry or tired or need a drink or in a good mood or in a bad mood or want to play or want to be left alone, and you're maintaining 3 relationships at once.
Yeah.
Of kids who don't have emotional regulation, just like their dad, and so like, trying to.
At least you can admit it.
I've never been in denial about that. I've always known that I'm developmentally arrested at like 16. I mean, look at my fucking studio here, dude. Like, if this isn't anyone's fucking like 16-year-old bedroom, I don't know what is. But
my 16-year-old bedroom was lime green.
Yeah, it's
with
gross.
my friend's handprints all over it.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
Yeah.
I can't believe your parents didn't paint over that earlier.
Did you see that?
I don't think I saw that. I think you've shown me like pictures of it. Like, yeah, this is what I had in my room. Like,
they just painted over it like last year.
Yeah. And it was, the grossest color green of all time, and then like random song lyrics, and
It
then,
was sweet at the time, okay?
it kind of sounds like what my sister's room looked like growing up. She was a few years older than me, but she was into like the loud colors, like the extreme like neon greens and yellows and pinks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
her room was like the color of like pistachio pudding.
Yeah, that's
It's terrible.
I liked it.
But try to keep the.
I was gonna say you might have to go a
a
little
little
closer.
closer. You can
Closer?
swing it. Yeah,
There
just
you
swing it
go.
right
Pull
to
the
you.
arm.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll move.
I
But
don't want to be too close on a hot mic. So
yeah, dude, we have, it's like black or white with the guests. Like sometimes the guest is like a fucking mile away, you can't even hear him at all on the audio, and then sometimes the guy's just like mouth is on it. Like, or I love that people. The one thing that makes me laugh is that when people get louder, they get closer, and I'm like, that's the exact opposite of what you're supposed to do.
You gotta move that.
away.
I almost did it right there.
Yeah. But, dude, so we, like, I don't know, like 10 episodes ago, we brought you up. We were talking about you, and I was like, oh, I want to have Josh on because he's a musician, but he's also like went through some crazy shit with being sick and going through, treatments or whatever. So I don't know. I guess we'll just jump right into that, dude.
Yeah, get right into the heavy stuff.
Yeah, let's get right into it, dude.
Well, I guess right now I am basically cancer free. Right
Yay.
now, yeah, yep. Yeah, treatments have been going well. I mean, I haven't had treatment for a while now. I mean, I guess like right now I'm on medications. I'm on like this chemo pill. And so far it's been working great. I've been on it for almost 2 years now. And it's working the way it should. I've had radiation treatments in my chest to just kind of keep what is there at bay. So like the cancer did sort of spread to like my sternum. And it created like a small little teeny tiny like pit in the bone. And that's always going to be there. Like once the bone's gone, it's gone. But the radiation basically kind of zapped that area, so that way it's not going to go any further than what's already there.
So with that hole there, does that affect you? Like, do you?
It affects me in that the bone is obviously like, as far as like the strength of it, it's slightly compromised. Like if I take like an NFL sack, that'll probably just bust it. Obviously I'm not involved in any like high contact sports or anything, so it's
Yeah.
it's not a legitimate concern. They talked about like doing a surgery to like strengthen that, but as somebody who's already gone through, I don't know, 3 surgeries or so, like it's kind of not really on my to-do list, like
Yeah, especially if it's not necessary.
if you're telling me like things are fine, then great. I mostly my philosophy through going through it all is just you can't really do anything about it. I mean, you can do things to make yourself healthier, but as far as the diagnosis, this is what you have. You just kind of have to sort of find a way to accept it and just listen to the doctors, try to use your best judgment. There's some times when I wish I would have been a little more, I would have advocated for myself a little bit more, but for the most part, just do what you gotta do. And you're like, all right, this is just another thing I have to follow through. It sucks.
What kind of cancer? I don't know anything about your story except that your jaw was messed up by the radiation treatment, right? So what was the diagnosis?
So it's a cynic cell carcinoma, which is a rare form of salivary gland cancer.
Okay.
It's a low-grade cancer. So that's also the reason why I've never really I was never scared for my life. Like I never felt like this was something that was going to kill me. But obviously, it's cancer. You have to treat it. You have to go through, the treatments to get it out of you, because it can grow into something else,
Right.
because it's cancer, it transforms and does cancer stuff. So is really my whole story with cancer has been kind of almost like a domino effect of like one thing leading into like another type of problem. It all started out in my salivary gland. There's a tumor, and that tumor caused my tonsil to be pushed out into my airway. So I was having trouble breathing. For months, I just snored really loudly. Like friends, family, they'd be like, "You have a snoring problem." And I'd just be like, "Well, fuck you. I just snore loud." Like some people just have that problem, and that's me. And they're like, "Well, like you have a real problem because like sometimes like you stop breathing, and like you gotta get it checked out." So finally, after months of just pushing it off, I go and get it taken care of. And I thought I had sleep apnea. Like I thought I just had sleep apnea. They did a scope, and then that's when they found out that my airway was blocking. So they thought, well, maybe I needed a tonsillectomy. So before they did that, they did an MRI to like make sure it wasn't anything more than just that. And of course, it ended up being more. So following the discovery of the tumor in my salivary gland, they did surgery to remove it, my left parotid gland. So like that whole thing's just out. They just cut it out. They took out some nodes with it too, so like you might sort of be able to see like a scar kind of going down like from my ear down to my neck. So that's what that's from. Excuse me, I gotta take a sip.
How dare you?
How dare I hydrate myself?
So, I don't. I mean, I'm ignorant about like this kind of stuff. So the salivary gland, does that affect? Like, how does that affect you? Do you feel like anything's changed as far as?
Really?
Because I'm only picturing like what do you like for your how well you process foods? Like, is that it?
So really the only difference is instead of salivating on my left side, like when you eat, you salivate. Instead of that, because I don't have the gland, I sweat on like my cheek.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of
no.
weird. It's called fry syndrome. There's like a name for it. And yeah, so like when I eat, especially if it's spicy food, like my cheek just gets really wet.
You smell
So,
like
like-
you smell like a good
Interesting.
you smell
So-
like a good steak, and your like cheek will get wet.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, like sometimes you'll just catch a whiff of something good, like a pizza or whatever, and be like, oh no. It's not that extreme, but you know, if I do get like, you know, yeah, if I'm salivating, something triggers that.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, my cheek will get wet, and it's not like a stinky sweat. You know, like it doesn't smell like I worked out, but it's just like just feels like water. You know, just
Yeah.
like something. You know. So yeah, if we're ever eating together and you see me just wiping my face like this,
That's why.
That's why.
Man,
That's Josh's way of drooling.
It's my yeah.
you drool. I drool externally.
It's my way of telling the chef that the meal was good. Compliments to the chef. I have to wipe my cheek.
Man,
So that's really all like without the salivary gland, like that's really all I experience with that.
yeah.
Yeah, so I mean like that surgery was fine. They do the follow-up appointments, follow-up scans about a year after my surgery, maybe a year and a half. They find something that's like behind my ear. And so like they decide like they find another tumor that's like by my skull behind my ear, and they decide that they want to do radiation treatment for it. They're like, we can't do surgery, blah blah blah. Later on, I would learn that was kind of bullshit. So I go through with getting this radiation treatment, and with radiation treatment, you know, it targets the cancer, but it also kills everything that's in the path of that radiation that they're treating you with. So, following the treatment, that was successful. But then, after that radiation treatment, I was experiencing jaw pain. And, like my jaw was fractured. And it turns out that it was. Like, I went and got an x-ray done, and, like, this jawbone over here was deteriorated. And it was all from that radiation. And so I was like, fuck, you know, it's just like
Here comes another surgery.
Here comes another surgery. And of course, while they're doing scans for that, they detect more cancer, another tumor that's like kind of more along my jawline. It's on that same side, you know, all of it's in the same area. And so that was, you gotta go take care of that.
Pep talk
As
and
he's in the
everything.
middle of telling
know,
us.
like
I get it now, man. You're good. Uh-oh, someone's
deep
gonna be in
doo-doo.
trouble.
I don't want you to keep going because I want Matt to hear the story.
Yeah, I'll wait. I'll just take a sip.
It wasn't my kids.
Oh.
I was on a warpath. It was not my kids. I was going out there getting ready to whoop asses, and I was like, oh, those aren't mine.
Told Josh he had to wait so you could hear the rest of the story.
That's the first time we've ever had that. Like, so it's the kids are in the hallway, and they're making noise, and it's super distracting because it's loud as shit. And I go out there, I'm like, I'm on a warpath. Like, I gave you guys the talk. I said asses were in seats. You guys were gonna be quiet while we were recording. Like, this is what's like preloaded in my head. As soon as I get out there, I'm like, oh, it's not mine. They're like watching TV on the phone really quiet. They're like, and they're like,
Yeah.
Dad, that kid keeps running away from his brother. Okay, sorry. Okay, so
Jaw fracture.
you had
where you're
the
at.
behind your ear, in
Yeah.
like on the, and then on
So-
the jaw too.
Yep. So before the jaw, they treated behind the ear with the radiation, and then come to find out later, that's what caused the fracture in my jawbone. It's called osteoradionecrosis.
Wow, that's impressive that you remember this.
Yeah.
Osteo meaning bone.
Bone.
Necrosis means holes.
Meaning like holes are dead, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, right, yeah.
So like basically it just became dead bone from the radiation, and so that fractured the jaw, and that's why I experienced a bunch of pain, and it just sucked. And so at that point I switched providers because I didn't like where they were going. They wanted to do more radiation. I was like, I don't know, like that's already kind of fucked me up, like So I go to U of M to address this tumor and then the jaw bone. And so when I go there and I'm having the consult with them, I'm explaining to them like what happened with the bone as a result of the radiation, because they didn't want to do surgery because they claimed that they couldn't. And the surgeon at U of M is like, no, that's not an excuse, like, because they thought they couldn't. The place I was going to in Detroit, they claimed that they couldn't do the surgery because of where it was at, and the surgeon at U of M was like, no, that's like they totally could have done it, like you didn't have to do the radiation. So that really sucked to learn after the fact, because then it's like, okay, well, you're telling me this thing that fucked up my jaw I didn't need,
Yeah.
probably.
There was like a bunch of pain and suffering they went through that might have been avoidable.
Yeah, so I have the surgery with U of M. They repair my jaw using bone from my left shoulder blade. So that's kind of cool. I have my shoulder and my jaw.
Interesting.
And so yeah, they fixed that. They cleared out the cancer. And I mean, that's kind of what led me to where I'm at now with the follow-ups. I'm still taking these chemo pills to kind of make sure everything just stays clean. So I mean, for the foreseeable future, I'm just going to stay on these meds as long as they're working and they're not affecting me in any real...
Yeah.
They're not affecting me at all, besides maybe dry mouth, but...
What does the chemo pill, like, what is that doing for you? That's just keeping the cancer that is in you stagnant? Like, that's it?
Yeah, it's just keeping it stagnant. It's just keeping it in remission, I guess you could say. Like, it's just,
And is that going to be an ongoing, like, forever thing? Or is that just for now?
Well, yes and no. They told me that, you'll be on this as long as it's working and it's not affecting you.
Yeah.
Like, you'll be on this for the foreseeable future. They told me that it could reach a point where it does just stop working and loses its effectiveness, I guess.
Yeah.
By which point, they'll evaluate, I guess.
When I think about
is-
chemo, I always I think of the stereotypes, right? Like the throwing up, losing hair, just like absolute brutal, But if you're taking this forever, like,
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously, like,
It's not making you lose
Obviously,
hair.
it's not making me bald, yeah.
I feel like you have more hair now.
It's so I don't know if it's actually. I don't know anything about like the makeup of the chemical makeup of the chemo drug or anything like that. I think what I'm taking is essentially like chemotherapy. I think it's something that's like different but acts the same.
okay,
If that makes
yeah,
sense.
okay, so it has, yeah, man, that's kind of. So I don't know if you have like anxiety issues, but like I'm a nervous wreck, like with just like I have health anxiety real bad, and like I have asthma. That's my main like legitimate health thing that I have to deal with. But I don't know, like does this fuck with your head? Being like, how do you just cope with this and just keep trudging along when you got?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, like it sounds weird, but I don't really think about it that much.
Yeah.
At least now I don't. Now that I'm on the pill,
Yeah.
the chemo pill, and everything's been going fine. At the time, it did, while I was going through the radiation treatments and leading up to surgery and after surgery, it did take its toll on me, mentally. Like, is this just going to be my life now? Like, every other year or so, cancer comes up in a new spot, treat that,
Yeah.
or, God forbid, maybe something worse develops, We'll see if
This doesn't usually happen.
We'll see if it's his kids.
I
or
don't
maybe
think
it's
it
the
is.
others.
I think it's random.
It sounded like the same kids.
Hey guys.
He's telling his kids to go yell at him.
Nice, nice.
How old were you when you got diagnosed?
20. Well, let's see. It was 2019, so I was 23, going on 24.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been 7 years ago now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I mean, I'm happy. I'm obviously very happy where I'm at now.
Yeah. Did you just tell them to go yell at the kids?
As soon as I got out there, those kids were running away. So I was like, "Go tell those boys they're not allowed to come down here anymore." They don't need I don't know if the mom's a customer down at
Must
at
be
the store or
shopping
whatever,
or something.
but yeah,
Oh.
they're like, I mean, they're not doing anything wrong, but we're
There's businesses.
We're working here.
Yeah, we're working
We're
here.
working over here.
Yeah, who you want to be a kid and have fun, dude? It's so hot in here. How are
It
you
is.
wearing a hat?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not usually this hot.
She yelled at me the other day because I set our thermostat at like 59 degrees because it's always hot as shit in here. I'm like, just let it. I'd rather it be cold.
Yeah.
And she turned it back. We turned it back up, and today when we got here, it was like 74 in here. I'm like, what the fuck?
Whoa.
Why? But
It's
whatever.
like a sauna.
We're gonna suffer in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually feel. I wasn't really sure. I almost texted Paige and asked, like, what's the temperature like in the studio? Like, should I wear something for my arms? Like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'll just wear this flannel. It looks nice. I wanted something that looked decent because I knew that you had video.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to just show up and,
You look good.
thank you.
You look
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
I put a lot
I
of
like
thought
I
into
like the
this.
flannel.
Yeah, it's what I wear when I perform
Yeah.
usually. So it's like, all right, I'll do this. No, actually, I do feel fine though. Going back to the topic of the temperature.
He's got a T-shirt on too if he needs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You fucked up because
That the white oranges
can't-
shirt?
White oranges T-shirt.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
What's the white oranges?
It's my band that we don't really play a lot anymore. But it was a band that I was in.
That was how me and Josh met, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Yeah, I'd met you out, but then you were joining the White Oranges, and I was like, oh, I know that. I think.
Yeah, that's how it went. Because I met you before I joined the band.
Yeah.
I met you through basically friends of the music scene.
Yeah.
And then I joined the White Oranges.
Yeah, and I was like,
yeah,
oh, I know them.
those guys. And I was like, oh, small world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
They're the ones that sound like the Front Bottoms, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have I?
You've heard them before.
Okay.
I've been like, oh, they sound like Front Bottoms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We actually do have a gig this year, though. It's like our first gig in over a year at Dry Dock Beer Garden. It's just like this outdoor beer garden in Bay City, downtown. So,
In the summertime.
in the summertime, we'll be outside. We're going to learn covers for it because it's, that's the kind of gig that it is, Nobody wants to hear
Originals.
originals.
Yeah. We've talked about that with so many bands that have come on here where they're
Yeah.
like, dude, we could. Well, there's like a struggle in the music scene in Michigan right now where it's like, okay, you can be a cover band and make $1,000 at, a million gigs all year, or you can play originals and you are impossible to book because no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, no one gives a fuck. Nobody cares to listen to your stuff. Yeah. It's a very interesting fork in the road. And I almost feel like I'm at that fork where, growing up, playing in bands, you want to write your own tunes, you want to make it, or whatever. And that's a lot of fun. And I still enjoy writing and recording my own music. I mean, it's, but as far as performing goes, it's like, do you want to just sort of play what the people want to hear, or do you just stick to what you're doing? And you can do both, and that's basically what I do is both, you know.
Are you back to performing more consistently?
Yes, I've been a little choosy about when I play because I've been having issues with my voice lately, so I can't really sing as well right now. Another thing kind of affected by treatments.
I was gonna say, is that
course.
because
But I am about to go see a vocal coach or like a voice therapist of some sort through U of M to, like, I don't know, see what they can do. Maybe there's some exercises that I can do, because the issue is that, like, the vocal cords, you know, they meet, obviously, but like one of them's sort of paralyzed, like it just doesn't move as quicker as the other one, so it's slower. And so they don't, that's why, like, it's sort of harder to project and, like,
Man.
sing.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I haven't been singing as much lately, but I've been busy with Wiener Schnitzel. I'm playing bass for them, so it's a different job, different type of thing that I'm, you know, not really used to, and I'm enjoying it. It's fun, because every band that I've been in, I've always been like the guitar player or the lead guitar player, or I've sang. So it's nice to just be the bass player and be in the rhythm section and, you know, hold the foundation down with the drums, you know. So it's
Yeah.
cool. It's fun, and I'm finding my bass voice, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Man, it's got to be weird to adjust, like, from what you're used to having to change position and kind of just surrender to your circumstance. Like, all right, yeah, this is what I got to do now.
Yeah. Well, and so, like, the band, the drummer of the band, his name is Steve, great friend of mine. I was in another band called the Seagulls with him. He invited me to join their band because their bass player had left. This was last year, and a year ago I wasn't really active in any type of music. You know, the White Oranges haven't been playing. I haven't really been doing much of my own, like, solo material because I've been busy being a dad, you know. So, like, my energy has shifted into other areas. So it's nice, you know, when he asked me to play bass for them, it was great because it was something that I didn't really have to think about, I guess. Like, you know, I had to learn all the songs, and they have originals that they play, but they also have many covers because some of the gigs they play are like those 2-3 hour bar gigs where you have to fill the time with songs people like. So it was nice, you know, just learning bass. I don't have to learn how to sing anything, just learn the bass parts, and, you know, I
focus on one thing?
Focus on one thing, and, you know, it helps also knowing Steve for so long and playing with him for so many years that we already sort of have, like, a chemistry, you know, when we play together. So
Yeah.
it was fun, you know. It was a great opportunity for me to get busy with music again, essentially. So, and I was at the point where, yeah, I'll do it in any capacity, you know. I'll be the triangle player if you need me to, you know. I just want to play shows, you know.
Yeah, that's a big thing, a big theme that keeps coming up on this podcast is that, like, trying to maintain relationships with people is normally the hardest part of being a musician.
Yeah.
You know, like, my brother and I had, I don't know, I mean, probably like 6 or 7 different bands, with the 2 of us being like the main members, and then just like substitute in a rhythm guitar player or a bass player, or, you know, whatever, and then just those relationships would get toxic, or someone would, you know, like, we had all of the stereotypes of bands. We had, like, oh, our singer's on heroin. We go, okay, this isn't going to work out. And, you know, or my brother was going through divorce. I was in a bad relationship. Our singer was in a bad relationship. And we were just like, I mean, it was like impossible for us to all get clearance to practice at the same time. And, you know, or you have people that are, you know, too serious and kind of ruin what it's supposed to be by being like Nazis in the practice space.
It makes it less fun, and that's what it should be.
Yeah. It's just impossible. I mean, I am not surprised at all, after being in bands for my whole life. I'm not surprised at all to see that the types of music that don't require 5 people to get along are the ones that are taking over. You know? Having a band's impossible. It's fucking impossible.
It really is. It really is. It's hard to get. Sure. I mean, well, there's 4 of us in our band, and we have a pretty consistent practice schedule. But most of the time, though, it's like good luck even getting 3 adults together on a weeknight, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, and that's not even necessarily to be productive. Just, hey, we're gonna do dinner. Oh fuck, dude, I don't know if I don't know if I can clear my schedule for that.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to plan this how far in advance?
Yeah, like 2 months ago or whatever, I feel
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm really glad that it still worked out for me to come here today, because if it wasn't going to work out, we would have had to probably wait until at least April, because next month is just totally busy for me with like gigs and just everything. Yeah. So,
I haven't seen your new band.
you haven't seen Minish, that's all?
Not live.
No? I'm trying to think, because I feel like, because they played a lot of the Excellency shows that like the White Oranges were on, or the 25th Hour. But I'm trying to think if maybe they played any shows with me that you would have been on, but maybe not.
I
But
don't think so. At least I don't remember.
no, yeah, I mean,
I didn't know anybody there in their band, so I was probably just like, eh.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, yeah. So
Even though I try to listen to the ones I don't know too, but
yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about them until I saw your guys' little promotional video, I think.
Oh, when they
When you were
announced me
joining.
as the yeah. It's awesome. They have a great practice space over at Steve's dad's. It's like a basement studio, and it's kind of set up like a little sound stage. Like they do live like Facebook broadcasts of bands playing sets, and the White Oranges have done one, and obviously Wiener Schnitzel's done one. So it's a really cool space. Like they have the lights, like the I think like his cousin does the lights, and then his dad runs the video, and then Steve kind of cues up the sound and everything. So it's really cool, like the space they have down there and the stuff they can create. And some of that also entails a fun video of me getting pulled out of a cookie jar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
I do
me
remember.
showing
Yeah,
that?
I do remember
Yeah.
that. It's a good.
I was
video,
laughing
dude.
so hard at it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No,
There's nothing I love more than a good, like, cringy, fucking, like, silly,
Yes,
like,
that.
2007, like,
That's-
YouTube type video, it's
Oh yeah,
hilarious.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that pretty much encapsulate the whole vibe of the band. Is everyone's just there to have fun, and
Yeah.
they're great people to play with. It makes me sad to hear your stories of all the assholes that you've been in bands with and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've actually sort of had an opposite experience, where everybody that I've played with has been, either they've been a good friend of mine, or they've become a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like a lot of, like 10 years ago, and I thought of like my friends then and my friends now, like I wouldn't have guessed like the whole group would be different, and that I would have all these friends just from playing music.
Yeah.
And like a lot of them are going to be at my wedding, and it's like at the time when I first met them in the music scene, like I didn't know who they were, and now they're great friends. They're standing in my wedding, and
Yeah.
a huge part of my life now. So it's
Who's standing in it? Are we allowed to talk about that? Have they talked about
I
it?
don't want to reveal it on here. Yeah, I know. I do still have to ask one person.
Okay. I was just curious.
I've asked one person so far out of the, what is it, 5 that you're making
He
me
needs
find?
at least 4.
You need at least 4.
I've asked one. The rest of them are up in the air.
See, I was like, I was almost in your position where I was like, I want the least amount of people as possible. Like, I'll have the best man and whatever. But it's just not realistic for me, because Nicole has 3 sisters, and then she has a cousin that she's going to ask, and then my sister will be in there. And then I think like another friend of hers. So like that's what, 6.
Right.
So
So you're like, fuck, I gotta make some friends.
Yeah.
I
That's
gotta
how-
make some friends.
That's how I am.
I had 6 originally, and he was like, "Can you just keep it to 4?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, I think you can do 4."
Yeah.
Well, see, and it's weird because it's like, I feel like the more people there are, I feel like the more, like my thing is I don't want to offend anybody. Like you got to think of like like who you want to be up there. It's
Yeah.
like you don't want anyone to get offended. A lot of my friends are really cool, so I don't think they would be, but that's just not how my mind works. You know, I don't want to inconvenience someone or make someone feel slighted, and so I feel like the more people I have, it almost makes it worse, because then it's like you had
all these
you had 6
people?
people to choose
And
from.
I wasn't
you-
even in that.
Yeah, it's like just
Yeah.
give me like 3. I can narrow down like a top 3 easily, and you know.
Right.
Um,
That's how I am. Oh, and there's like 3 people for sure that are gonna be in it, but Paige has been giving me shit like, I feel like this one friend of yours is really close, and I'm like, sure, but like, I'm also a pipe fitter, and like we get like new best friends every 6 months, like where I'm gonna be working one-on-one with a guy for like a year, and then I might not talk to him for years. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I'm in such a weird world of
that is an interesting world
Yeah.
to be in.
yeah.
Like you probably get to a point where you know these guys very well.
Extremely well, and then
then
someone gets laid off, and you're like, oh, all right, and then it just kind of tapers off,
Yeah,
and you don't talk to him for.
Yeah.
I worked one-on-one with a guy for almost a year, and then we didn't work together for 4 years, and we ended up at the same fab shop, and I was like, God, you look so familiar. And he's like, I was thinking the same thing. It took us like 3 days to figure out that we worked together one-on-one for like a year.
I was gonna ask, like, yeah, it'd be funny if you were like, oh yeah, we need to learn that you actually work together.
Yeah, we were fucking partnered for like a year, and it
yeah.
it's just, but you in the trades you meet so many people that it's like, it's like I'm not like, it's like I'm not trying to offend you. I just fucking
Yeah,
like
I work with a lot of people, and you
Yeah.
know,
yeah.
it's all temporary, somewhat, and yeah.
Yeah. But she's like, she's giving me shit about like, oh, you should ask this guy, and I'm like,
He has more friends than he thinks he has.
yeah, but I'm also, I do.
I
I do, but it's like, all right, who am I going to ask to be in the wedding, though? It's like, all right, well, who's going to be like a permanent figure? It's like my siblings, basically, and then like the 2 guys that I've been friends with for 20 years. That's pretty much it. Like, I feel like asking anybody that I've been friends with for like a couple of years, but we're like pretty good friends, like what?
Doesn't matter how long you've known someone.
She's not
It's
gonna
about
get
the
this.
quote of your friendship.
Oh my god!
I knew you were gonna say
Put that on a
something like
fucking
that.
put that on a t-shirt.
Well, that's kind of like what Nicole told me too. She was like, just think about like, think about who would just mean the most to you to have up there standing by you as you're getting married. Like, just think of it that way. Like, doesn't matter how long you've known them, or maybe even how well you've known them. You know them. Like, if them standing there would make you feel good, and you want them,
Yeah.
don't think too hard about it. But I can never not do that. I always think hard about everything. I overthink everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like picking our wedding party has been the most stressful part of the wedding planning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too. I mean, honestly, it's because it seems like such a big choice. Like, it's such a big thing. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, who are the people that represent me and my clan? Like, these are the people that I go to war with, and then I'm like, do I have to fucking? I gotta. How many people I gotta pick? Like, how many?
Yeah.
How many fucking? The one, and she's like, the one that you asked so far, that's the guy. You're such a brat. I can read that right on your face. He's such
I
a.
wasn't thinking that.
Yeah, you were. He's
I
such
like
a
him.
dipshit. He's a good guy, but he's a dumb fuck. In the most lovable way. I didn't turn my lights on. This is the kids have thrown me for a complete loop.
Oh man,
Unbelievable.
I did notice that, but I thought maybe you were just going for no light.
We gotta. What color? You tell me. Tell me what. Give me a number.
6.
Red.
All right.
There it is. We're going with
is.
it. Red. My God, the kids being here has completely thrown my brain for a loop. It's like erased all of the.
I know you're even talking less. I'm just kidding.
Sorry. Can't pick a lane. Is it? If I talk too much or I don't talk enough?
Yeah.
Fuck. It's a
Can't-
talk show.
You can't win. Yeah, it's a talk show.
You know what you didn't talk about when you were talking about your cancer stuff? Is that thing that you had to wear.
Oh, the
you
radiation
still have
mask.
that?
Yes, I did keep that.
You had to wear a mask.
A radiation mask. So yeah, I've actually had 3 of them. I kept the first one, and I kept maybe the second one. But like after that, it's like, okay, I'm collecting.
How many of these am I gonna collect?
How many of these do I really need? And I keep them just because they sort of look cool, like they're kind of weird and creepy, and I have them like hanging on the wall in my basement. But,
That's a good spot for them. I was literally just thinking like, oh, that would be good.
one of them, and yeah, so like the one is my EP cover.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna pull up right now. To show you.
And then I just sort of use that as kind of like my inspiration, because that EP was kind of about the cancer treatments and just, you know, all the bullshit and stuff that comes with that. And then I just sort of threw in a bunch of random stuff in there that sort of represents other stuff in the songs.
Weird. So it's like
Lyrical
it's like a mesh mask.
But it's like plastic.
It's plastic, yeah. So,
Okay.
But yeah, so the way the mask works is it's supposed to. So when they make it, it's like really soft. They like bake it in like an oven, and then they have you lay down on this table, and then they fit it to your face. It feels like almost like a warm towel when they put it on your face.
Yeah.
And they just kind of press it on there, and you know they adjust the eyes and the mouth and whatnot, and then you lay there for I don't remember how long it took. It didn't take too long, but then it hardens and then it molds to your face. And then yeah, when they use it during the treatment, they have like tape on there with like marker to like mark the spots of where they need to like aim the beam, and then it like kind of straps you into the table. Like there's like pegs on this mask that like sort of click in to the table, so you're kind of like you're kind of locked in, so you can't move. But it is also scary to think about, where it's like if I had to like if a fire just erupted
Yeah.
in the room while I'm getting radiation, like how the fuck am I gonna get off this table? You know.
Well, they have to have somebody there watching you, right?
They do. But
But
like,
that would be my thought, too.
it still makes you think about it. Like I'm trapped in here. Like I can't get out of here.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's weird. But it's cool, yeah. And then when you're done, they're like, "Do you want to keep this? Or you want us to throw it out?" And I kept
you
like the
gotta keep
first.
that.
I kept it because it's like this looks
For
kinda
sure,
cool.
I'd have it hanging up in here
Yeah.
if it was my.
Yeah,
But so the only purpose it serves is to lock your face into position.
It keeps you in position, and it also helps with like the measurement of like where they need to like adjust the beam.
Okay.
Because yeah, on the masks they've always put like a little piece of tape, like for example, like if they need to treat right here, you know, they would just have a piece of tape right there.
Yeah. God, it's so fucking weird.
It is weird.
What a
It's
weird thing to have
interesting.
to go through, man.
Yeah,
It's wild.
yeah.
I think all of my health issues are fucking anxiety.
Yeah, I mean that's a real thing too. You
Is
know?
it?
Don't get them started.
No, I mean honestly, I have fucking such bad anxiety issues that like I don't know. If I had to deal with something that was ongoing, chronic, you know, I don't know how I would handle it. I'm fucking. Kudos to you for like dealing with it and just trudging along and
Yeah,
like you
I
know,
mean,
you know.
You just trudge along and you just kind of find other things to keep your mind off of it. Music, obviously, being a major one.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, you just sort of find a focus on something else, or maybe you channel what you're feeling into that thing,
Yeah.
and it helps you deal with it.
Yeah. Man.
So
And when did you start playing music?
when did
That's the real question. He got diagnosed with cancer at 20. Did you say 23?
23. Yeah,
Okay, and then
and then I started playing music.
you had to have been young.
Yes, I started playing music really in middle school. I was probably when I played guitar, I was 13. But before that, I learned how to play the trumpet. Because, like, it was in 6th grade, and they, you know...
It's
That
like
was the
orchestra or
band.
whatever.
Yeah, you have in 6th grade, everybody had their own class with their instruments, and then later on, in 7th grade or whatever, you all sort of got together. So, like, I've been playing music, I guess, since, 2006, so, like, 20 years, I guess, if you count when I started playing trumpet, but, I played guitar. I picked up guitar shortly after that, so, yeah, so I've been playing music over half my life now.
Wow.
It's just actually kind of weird to say now.
Dude, I had that moment earlier this
Yeah.
in I don't know, maybe was that last week or 2 weeks ago? I was like, dude, I've been playing the drums for 24 years. Like, how weird is that? Like,
It's so weird.
I used to be 24. What the fuck? I'm saying that? Like, like I've been playing the drums for 24 years. What the fuck?
Yeah.
God, dude, it's weird. It's fucking weird how quick it all flies by, and you're like, oh, like
You guys are just old.
I'm the old guy. You're fucking
Yeah.
2.5 years younger than me.
Yeah, you're just like a year behind me. Come on.
Old men.
I also started playing the drums at 8. You know, it's not like you know,
Yeah.
I started in I was McKenna's age. You know, second, third grade or whatever, and I've told this story like
This is
100
gonna be like the
times.
4th time he tells it on the podcast.
Yeah, I started. Do you remember the show Out of the Box?
Yes.
So at the end of the show, there's the goodbye, farewell to you, my you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
playing the bongos. Because of that, I had to have bongos. I had to. And I got bongos and I played them relentlessly for like a year. Just all day, every day, and then whatever holiday, Christmas or whatever next, a drum set.
That's
You know,
awesome.
And that's the origin story. That's it.
Yeah, started with Out of the Box. Yeah, I remember that show. That was a good show.
Dude, I
It
love it.
was. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
One of like my weird takeaways from that show was there's an episode where like they're like, you know what, they were doing this.
Oh yeah.
And
The
they're like,
heartbeat.
Yes. I don't know why, but like I remember that. Like,
Yeah.
This sounds like a heartbeat or something like that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
dude. I remember this also.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. That was a cool show.
Dude, yeah. I loved it. It was my favorite show. It was so wholesome. Such a feel-good show. I mean, all little kid shows are, but that one didn't feel corny. You know?
Yeah.
That one just felt like, oh, you're just having a good time hanging out.
Yeah, just hanging out in the box.
Yeah.
Out of the box.
Out of the
I mean.
box.
Well, that's weird because they go in the box.
They go in the box
But
for
they're
out of the
thinking
box.
outside
They're
of the
thinking
box.
out of the box.
Yeah.
They go in the box to get out of the box.
Right. Yeah. Oh, God, that is kind of a dumb name. Because they literally climb into a box.
Yeah, it's
into
like a small
cardboard
little
box.
And then
that's-
obviously it's big.
and then they end up in this big play area.
Like a
That's-
slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should
Maybe
go
it was
home
because
alone.
they were going in and then coming out into
No.
the box world.
I don't
No.
know.
Out of the box.
I don't think it's that meta. I think it's just a dumb name. Dude, yeah, I love that show. Bear in the Big Blue House. That was my
Oh yes.
other
Gone.
Yeah.
like obsession.
I like Dragon Tales a lot
No,
too. I
that was not a Dragon
loved
Tales
Dragon
kid.
Tales.
I can take or leave Dragon Tales.
Did you think we had something Dragon Tales behind us? You just flipped your head around like an
I
owl.
no,
Like,
I
where
thought
is that poster at?
no, I thought somebody was at the window.
Dragon Tales. Get out of here. Get out of here with that.
I loved Dragon Tales. And then
You're probably a
the girl in the
Teletubbies
big
person.
I was a Teletubbies person.
Psycho.
I like Teletubbies. Yeah.
I had these little Teletubby toys, and they're probably still in my parents' basement. But when you press the stomach, they like said different things. And
Just said like kill.
no, the Poe one.
Murder.
I don't like saying this word, but I'm gonna say it. The Poe one sounded like it was saying faggot, 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 and then it said bite my butt. And like my parents took it away for a while because that's what they thought it was
Oh
saying.
my god. Why are they teaching our children? Teaching slurs.
I'm a fan of Teletubbies all of a sudden. Dude.
But yeah,
That's
those are
awesome.
definitely still in my parents' basement.
Oh,
And I had a Lala one.
I don't know.
And
What are these the character names?
Yeah.
Yeah, Poe was
Oh.
the red one, Lala was the yellow one.
Yeah.
Lala was my favorite, so I drew on her forehead.
That's
That was
that's
my
how
way
I
of-
treat my favorite things.
That was
too.
my way of showing her that she was my favorite.
See, you should understand how I act towards you then. Like I don't color on you, I just kind of like bully you. And you're like, stop! God, leave me! You're fucking annoying me.
Is that the same thing?
Yeah, for sure. I'm just like I treat you like
Just
my
a little
favorite.
squiggle on my forehead?
Yeah. That's.
I'll do
his-
that next time instead of like whatever I don't know what I was doing today, but
Being you.
being annoying. She's getting so mad at me. I fucking just like walk up and like slapping her arm or whatever and like pushing her and just like shoving her. Fucking stop. We've got an argument about this. So like not an argument, but like I'm like, would you rather me like treat you like you're a delicate fucking flower? Or would you rather me like bully you like a brother? Because like I think it'd be way more fun for a relationship to bully you like a brother. Just like I am delicate. I'm like no, you're not.
I am.
You're not though.
Yeah.
I'd much rather fucking bully you like a brother than be like,
I haven't heard of anyone wanting to marry their brother.
okay,
I
I can pull out a Freud book and we can go over this.
Okay.
Also, Caitlin, when we first started dating, half of what Caitlin said about me was that he's just like Alex. because I had like a teeth thing, and then like I don't know, I had something in my teeth, and I was like, we were like going to do something, and I was like, I could not get past that. My teeth felt fucked up. I'm like, we're not going. I'm going to CVS. Like I'm ruining our plans because I need to get flossers right now. Like, she's like, he's just like Alex.
Yeah, he was obsessed with his teeth.
Was.
I gotta make sure.
No,
Oh,
Alex
Alex
was.
was. Oh.
I was like, yeah.
I was like, fuck you, dude. My
he
teeth.
was.
I still work on my teeth.
No. Alex
fine.
was obsessed with his teeth.
Yeah.
And he didn't like when people told him what to do either. So.
I also, I have why can't I say that?
Oppositional defiance disorder.
Oh yeah,
Thanks.
ODD. Yeah.
You down with ODD? Yeah, that's like an ongoing thing. It's like I have told Paige directly, like, you can't ask me to do something that I'm gonna do already, because now I won't do it. Like if I'm in the middle of doing the dishes, and she's like, "Hey, can you make sure you take care of those dishes today?" I'm like, "Fucking, I'm gonna add to them now."
Yeah.
You know, like I don't.
Right.
I can't. I'm not cleaning the house. I'm not like if you ask me to do it, I'm not gonna do it. I need to be inspired to do it for me to do it.
Okay.
Right. You gotta do it because you want to do it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
What do you?
Ask for what you need. I need you to do the dishes. Nope.
Yeah. It's complicated dating me. I don't know. That's your fault. You're the fucking idiot doing it. I wouldn't date someone like me.
You chose this.
Yeah.
You guys are making me rethink it.
Well, give me that ring back before I pay it off. Oh no, it is paid off. Fuck.
I know.
Oh, it's already a fucking. It's already It's already priceless now,
Yeah.
or worthless rather.
Yep.
Oh man. We had a comedian and a singer come on yesterday together, Stick Boovie and Floyd Jones, and Stick Boovie had a ring on that was very similar to Paige's.
Except his was pink in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's this guy.
He's a character.
Oh, okay.
Dude, he's fucking hilarious.
He looks fun to talk to.
Dude, he's an odd guy. I like it a lot. His music, he makes like rap and it's just like party music. It's like super fun. He said he's got a bunch of like alternative rock out there too that I should check out, but I only came across his rap so
I've
far.
only seen the rap too.
But his rap music is so fun and silly. It reminds me of like, I don't know, like Prof. I don't know if you ever listen to Prof or like
I've heard of them.
Pete and Bass.
Nope.
From England, those two old guys. I mean, you've seen the video of the two old guys that rapped, haven't you? Pete and Bass.
I don't know.
I don't believe I
There's
have.
a lot of old people on the internet doing weird shit.
Not rapping. Whatever.
We're on different internets.
Yeah, we are. Yes, we are. That's why I delete my history. Oh man. Do I have any more shots in there? Can you take a look? Yeah. This Bud Light it's like a burden to drink. Thanks. It is. I don't do.
Another one while I'm in here, Josh, or
What's that?
do you want another beer while I'm in here?
Sure. I'll take a Busch latte.
Oh.
Ooh, changing it up. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Budweiser's a little too much to
Right,
drink
maybe
two
it's
of them.
not a latte. I'll just take the whatever it is. I'll take the Busch. Yeah, that's fine, Paige.
Yeah, that's the only
Yeah.
bush that's in there.
Heck yeah.
Thank you.
I love that anytime we offer people something to drink, they're like, "You have Bush?" I'm like, "Dude, I didn't know what to buy." I went into the liquor store when we needed to stock this fridge, and I just panicked. I was like, "What do normal people drink?" Because I drink Fireball and Bud Light exclusively. You know.
Exclusively, like you don't drink anything else.
Nothing
No water,
else.
no coffee.
Oh yeah, no, I drink water and coffee.
Just
Barely.
Oh, coffee.
wake up in the morning, fill my Tervis with some beer,
Fucking
and
Some
Bush and
add a
Fireball
little bit of Fireball and mix it in.
and make it spicy.
Yeah.
Gross.
Dude, I'm working on a bit talking about anxiety, and in there I talk about how I think that all of my anxiety issues like really circle back to me being chronically dehydrated, and like, but it's all because I thought that there's water in beer and there's water in coffee, so I thought I was like super hydrated, you know,
Yeah.
and it turns out those are diuretics, and so they're dehydrating you, you know.
The water's dehydrating you, or
The
just the
No,
beer and
the
the
coffee.
beer and the
itself?
coffee.
Okay, the
yeah.
beer and the coffee.
Yeah,
That's
like,
his joke.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
I
you
thought
think-
I was getting hydrated.
yeah, you're like drinking beer and drinking coffee, so it's like, well, there's water in those, you know,
Yeah.
but like no, it's not.
I had a very similar like thought of that of like, whoa, there's water in beer, so it should hydrate you. I was doing I was doing a New York Times puzzle, Strands. I don't know if you ever play their daily games. They have like Wordle.
Yeah, I used to play
So
Wordle.
there's Wordle. Well, they have like other games that are like they're word games. But anyway, there's like one of them's like a word search, and you have to guess the theme as you're like finding these words. Like, oh, maybe it's this, and it was beer was the theme, and one of them was like water. It was like an ingredients list of like oats, barley, malt, whatever.
Yeah.
And one of them was water, and I was just like, oh yeah, like obviously there's water in beer, like it should hydrate you, but it doesn't. Kind of the same way that coffee has water. You use water to make coffee, but it
Doesn't.
It does,
dehydrates
yeah,
you.
dehydrates you.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, those are
fucking water.
yeah, those are what's called a diuretic.
Yeah.
And if you ever read, like I read anxiously, when I'm anxious, I read, and like trying to figure out like root words of stuff is like one of my favorite things to do. So I thought diuretic meant that it gives you diarrhea. It doesn't. It does not. It just
Nope.
means that it dehydrates you. But yeah, I don't know. Like so, like in my anxious reading, I found out that like if you're chronically dehydrated, you lose plasma, which is like the water part of your blood, and so your blood becomes thicker and more like viscous and harder to pump. So like your heart has to beat harder and faster to get the same amount of oxygen around your body when you're dehydrated. So I'm like, oh, that's a really cool sensation for a guy who's like a nervous fuck, you know. It's just like do 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 do. Oh, it's because I haven't had water in 3 days. You know.
Yeah.
I just have I have absolutely no appetite for it. I don't know why.
And then I'm on the other end where I drink a gallon a day at least.
I have this goes with me like everywhere I go.
Yeah.
You know, like work, in the car, like even if I'm just running to like go errands, like I always like to have a water.
Me
with
too.
Just because, well, and I also do suffer from dry mouth a little bit from, my medication. So that, there's also that. But like, yeah, I just always gotta hydrate.
Yeah. I'm not that person at all. I could go the entire day and be like, did I have anything to drink today? And I'm like, oh, I think I drank like half my coffee Monster on the way to work. Like
Nope.
that's it. And I just like don't even notice. And then I'll like I'll start to have like random like shooting pains, like muscular pains, and I'm like, what's going on with me? Like, why am I anxious? Or like, what the fuck, you know? And then it hits me like, oh, you haven't had anything to drink all day. I just have no appetite for it. I don't know why. I wish I had like a insatiable appetite for water. I'd probably be like not anxious at all.
Your
ever.
body is just screaming for water, and you're just
You're like,
Ignoring it.
ignoring it.
yeah, I'm like, why do I not feel that good? It's like, meanwhile, like I should be drinking a gallon of water every day, and I drink like a water a day.
I mean, the bad thing of it, because I'm always drinking water whenever, is I always have to piss.
Yeah.
And that part's annoying. That's annoying because it's like, now I'm just like, all right, before I leave, take a piss.
Yeah, I got
Anytime I
really.
arrive somewhere, like today. I mean, I had to drive, so that's kind of my excuse.
That one,
but,
that makes sense
but,
for sure.
But, you know.
When I was teaching, I าso used to not being able to pee when I wanted to. So now I'm just really good at holding it.
I wish I couldn't get that ability. Because I'm
don't have
always
that.
running the bathroom. Like, I just drink water constantly at work, so I'm just always
Yeah.
running. Yeah.
What do you do? I don't know if
So I'm in. The easiest way to say is it's social work.
okay.
So I work at a program. It's a day program for adults who are living with mental illness. They have an actual diagnosis of a mental illness of whatever it may be. But that's the thing. They have to have a primary diagnosis of mental illness. They got to be 18 or older. But it's a program that's designed for to help them become job ready or learn independent living skills. So we have the way that so it's called Bayside Clubhouse is the name of the place. And the consumers, we call them members. They're members of the clubhouse. And they basically, when they start there, when they come to the clubhouse, they all necessarily have like a goal in mind. Like, I want to get a job. I want to live on my own. Or maybe it's just to socialize, because it also acts as a place where, individuals who are experiencing similar things can connect and socialize. And, oftentimes they build friendships out of this program. So it's really great to see all the different different ways that members use the clubhouse to develop their job skills or their social needs,
Yeah.
so to speak. So what I do there is I just work side by side with them with whatever it is they need help with. So we have one part of the clubhouse, we have a kitchen. It's like an actual commercial kitchen that's like certified by the health department. Like we do everything like the real world way because we wanted to mimic what they would experience on a job. Like if they got a job at a restaurant, working with, a commercial kitchen and all the things that you would see. So like, yeah, we teach them how to cook. They learn how to clean. There's, we have like cashier jobs at the clubhouse where they work as a cashier selling stuff from like our thrift store that we call the boutique. Or we also have like a snack bar where they sell drinks and like small cook to order type things, snacks, what have you. So it's really cool because, they all participate in this work order day, and it's fun to be a part of, to help people apply for jobs or write a resume or whatever they need help with. I'm just there to work with them, and it's fun to, I enjoy it so much that I came back to it because I left the job. I worked there for like 3 years. I left the job to work as an event manager at the Dow Event Center in Saginaw, working with like concerts and hockey games, because that was my degree, was in sports and entertainment management. So it fit. I wanted a job that went with my degree because I needed that validation of I spent all this money and time going to school. Like, I like the job that I'm doing with social work, but I would like to put my degree to use so I can at least make it worth all that time and stuff that I spent.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was cool, working all the different concerts and being behind the scenes and up close to everything. But it's fun, but there's definitely parts that are really not fun, and it's the long days, the long nights, the weekends. So like after a year, it was just kind of too much for me. Like, I can't make a career out of this. Like, I'm missing so much. I'm not playing music as much as I normally am, working all these nights and weekends. And of course I knew that it was going to entail that, obviously I wasn't surprised that, what happened to my nights and weekends, but it just wasn't the same for me because I wasn't able to play music. So that's why I went back to the clubhouse, because I liked it there. I liked the people I work with, the members that are there. Just everything about it is a fun place to be at. So that's why I went back, because it was just a very cool place to be, and something that I didn't even know really existed until I applied for the job.
Yeah.
And it's something that not a lot of people know is there for people with mental illness, even if they just need some place to go for the day, 5 days a week, or, whatever they want. They get to choose their schedule. So it's
Is this like a government funded thing? You're saying they have to have a diagnosis to be there?
we get our funding through Medicaid.
Okay.
So we bill Medicaid, and so that's why they have to have the diagnosis. So it's like medically necessary, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah.
So they have to have like an actual diagnosis from someone who's licensed to do that. And then, they come in, they check out the place, and if it's something that they want to be a part of to, like, help them try to get a job, or maybe they're living at home, or maybe they live in like an adult foster care home and they want to gain that level of independence, they can also come there to learn how to clean and cook for themselves, basically. So it's a cool thing, and it's something that I wish more people knew about.
There's not a lot of places like that.
There's not a lot. Well, and it's crazy too, is there's not a lot, but so like Michigan has 40 of these clubhouses, which is actually kind of crazy to think, because it doesn't seem like a lot, but it kind of is, like when you consider it's just in the state of Michigan.
Right, in comparison to other states. There's
right, but then
a
it's
lot
just
worse
like
mental health.
it's like how does nobody know about this? You
Right.
know? So it's
I've never heard of this.
yeah. So
That's
it's cool.
Something that I've always wanted to open is something like that. But I mean, my degree is in autism, so I've always thought about it for people with autism specifically, but something where they can go learn job skills or just go to socialize
Yeah.
for the day.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you get? I wonder if now that I'm thinking, I wonder if you guys could get like ties to apprenticeships where you could have a direction to push these guys. You know, what I mean, not necessarily food work, but like, you know, if you could get involved into like trade schools where you could push them into a trade, to getting into an apprenticeship, giving them some kind of purpose. You know, that's interesting.
Yeah, no, I mean that would be really cool. I mean, obviously we have to. Obviously, so like we do have jobs that the clubhouse owns. Like we have positions already at like a few places that are in Saginaw, like just these businesses, and we have like a transitional program where we cycle members in and out of these jobs, so that way they get work experience. But also it's temporary, so that way other people can get this experience.
Oh,
So,
sure, yeah.
Are they paid while they're there?
They get paid for the. So if they get a job through us, they get paid by that job. Now, just to come to the clubhouse, they don't get paid.
Right, but if they are on a job site.
But if they're on a job site that we fill them in on, then yep, they get paid.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I worked at a place similar to that. He's hearing it again. I worked at a place that was similar to that for people with autism, like teenagers and young adults. And they had a partnership with like a store that would train them on how to like greet people, how to run a cash register, like different things like that. But they also had
Okay.
like ties with local businesses too, to that the kids
Yeah,
could go there,
that
but they weren't
sounds-
always paid
Oh,
until they
okay.
like. Although when I was teaching, I did work at a school once that we sent kids out, and we had a grant to where we were able to pay the kids when they went to their work for the day, so that was cool. But the other one, they like didn't get paid, so I'm always like, well, they should be getting paid.
They should.
It's not just training for them, but
Right. And sometimes it's hard to drum up that sort of motivation for a member, because they don't, like, just to come to the program, they don't get paid at the program. They get, what they put into the program is what they get out of it. So, if they want to become job ready, then it's on them to apply themselves, to get up every morning, show up on time, stay the whole day, stay busy the whole day, because they get to choose whatever it is they want to do. Like whether they want to run the cash register, they want to cook, they want to do work on the computers with like billing and stuff. So like we kind of have that too, where they're involved in that sort of thing. So I mean, there's a lot that they can choose from. Every once in a while, though, yeah, you will get somebody who is like, well, I'm not getting paid, so what am I doing all this for?
yeah.
It's like, okay, well then you can find another program to go to where you aren't expected to do anything,
Yeah.
But
Can members of like the community go there and
they can
like-
come in and visit. They can come in and like just take a tour. I mean, like we don't get very many people that drop in because not many people know what it is, I guess.
yeah.
But I mean, like if somebody just sort of walked in and was like, oh, I just came in to see what this place, just came in to see what this was all about.
Yeah.
We do a tour. We give tours.
Can they like come in and like purchase things from you guys?
Yeah.
Like
They could like come in and buy like a coffee if they wanted.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's
I was
cool.
gonna say because you have the kitchen, so like what are you guys cooking in the
So
kitchen?
we cook lunch for ourselves.
Oh, right. on.
Yep. So
Okay.
the way that the day is set up, it's like it's supposed to mimic kind of like a typical 9 to 5 type job, where you get there in the morning. Typically, we start our day at 8:30 and we finish up at 4. But then we break for lunch for an hour at noon. And so yeah, the members who are there cooking, they're preparing and cooking the lunch that we're going to serve. And they also serve it themselves. We sort of have like a
A wait staff.
like a wait staff. Yeah. So it's very
Is this like an 18 to 26 kind of?
just 18 and up.
Oh, 18
We
and
have
up.
we have people there who are like in their 70s, and they've been going there for like 20, 30 years.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh,
Like,
so they
there's-
don't ever like age out. Like
They never age out.
That's good.
One of our things that we say is you're a member unless you do something that makes you not a member. And what that means is you're a member for life until you become, unless you do something that proves that you're a real threat to people's safety or,
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it doesn't happen very often. We got people who eventually just stop showing up. They just stop coming,
What type of mental illnesses like do you see typically?
Schizophrenia, bipolar, major depressive disorders. I know there's like several more that I'm blanking on right now, but that's typically
That was gonna be my
that's like what a lot of them are.
yeah.
And they're generally high functioning adults. We don't you talked about, see, this is where it gets weird with like classification of diagnoses and whatnot. So autism isn't considered a mental illness.
Right.
So if autism is their primary diagnosis,
You can't take
we
it.
technically can't see them. Even if they have another mental illness, like a secondary,
Which is very common.
which is common.
Yeah.
But because of that, that red tape of, you're not you're not a primary mentally ill, diagnosed person, then
The primary has to be the mental illness, and then
Yeah.
the secondary would have to be.
and then if they
But
have-
in that case, then someone who has autism and bipolar or autism and generalized anxiety disorder or something, like they would probably miss out on autism specific programs because of that. If they're
But they could also miss out on a program that
could be helping
could be
them.
really
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. How weird is that, huh?
yeah, it's
That's government tape, though.
That's-
It's
yeah.
just like someone just decided, well, we got to cut them off somewhere. So I don't know if it's not,
Mhm.
if they're not, if they're not primarily this, then they can't be here.
Well, that's even in
But-
my job. If they don't have autism, I can't see them. But there's so many other things that ABA will help with, and
does
Yeah.
autism have to be the primary, or is that kind of moot? Because like I would guess that if somebody has autism, that would sort of be the de facto
Main-
primary
Yeah.
diagnosis.
Yeah.
Or is it ever a case of like someone has bipolar and then secondary autism?
I don't think I've ever seen it like
So-
that.
Okay, yeah, and that's kind of, I wouldn't really imagine that being anything either. I would
But I've
imagine
definitely-
autism would be the primary.
I've definitely had some kids where they were classified as autism, but it was mental illness that was
the real.
the
real
the
thing.
real
Problem.
And
issue.
again, that's like another issue too, is the accuracy of the diagnosis that
Yeah.
people get.
Yeah.
People being misdiagnosed and
Yeah. Like I was reading about this mainly because of somebody commenting on some shit that we put out, but they were like, I was reading like BCBA is not, you can't, you're not diagnosing. You can't diagnose as a BCBA. But who can is a physician who has how much training in autism.
Well, can physicians, or does it have to be a psychologist?
I'm not sure. I don't remember. I'm not sure.
For
But I thought it was a
I think
medical
it has
doc.
to be a psychologist for autism.
Well, Google it.
Well, like
I don't have my phone.
in order for
let me see your
me,
phone. Let me chat GPT it.
in order for me to be able to take somebody, they have to have like a
Fucking,
licensed psychologist
fucking iPhones.
diagnose.
Stupid way to do everything. Stupid fucking Steve Jobs douchebag.
Oh my god.
Yeah, when I type in ChatGPT, I want to read about it on Wikipedia.
Give me it.
Your
Just
phone
go to the-
sucks.
Go to the app.
I didn't know you had the app. Like, okay. You can
Anyway,
keep
when I'm
talking.
looking through a diagnosis report, I have to have like specific letters after somebody's name in order for me to be able to consider it a true diagnostic report. And I don't think it's ever been MD, which would just be a regular doctor.
Clinical psychologists, and developmental pediatricians, and psychiatrists, and neurologists, but that's much less common.
I have had kids get diagnosed by a neurologist. But
Okay.
that was one that we couldn't take. It was through a neurologist, but we couldn't consider that a real diagnosis.
Why? Maybe it's a Michigan specific
I don't
thing
know.
or something. I don't know.
So weird.
I don't know. I just
Yeah.
look for what I have to look for.
Yeah.
And it's weird because like it feels like some of the rules are they just seem arbitrary. Like just like
It's all for insurance.
Yeah.
To get
But I mean, like, as a guy who's not in the world, but I'm adjacent to it, I would think that someone who went to school specifically for special education with a focus on autism for 9 years or whatever the fuck you did would have a little more.
I mean, I have a pretty good guess when people are autistic, but I
Versus
can't
like
officially.
versus like a medical.
I can't officially diagnose it.
Yeah. I feel like it's like when chiropractors start talking about nutrition, you're like, shut up. You know what the fuck
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, you don't know what you're fucking talking about. You know.
I mean,
But I guess like a psychologist or a psychiatrist
But
who is
in-
a medical doctor with a mental
in
focus.
schools, the social worker and school psychologist are the ones who,
Ruin the school district.
yes, but also who diagnose the kids for a school diagnosis,
Yeah.
and
But a school diagnosis
doesn't count as
doesn't
medical
count as a
world.
medical
No.
diagnosis.
Interesting.
Yeah. So someone couldn't come to me with a school diagnosis.
They'd have to get a medical diagnosis from a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a neurologist.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Or a developmental pediatrician.
I don't think we would accept that, but I don't know.
That's what it just said. But I don't know, ChatGPT fucking fills in the blanks sometimes, you know. I don't know. It's pretty good, but
He loves ChatGPT.
if it had tits, I wouldn't be with Paige.
I've accepted
yeah.
that.
We should wrap up so we can do your performance. We're what time is it?
It is 4:47.
Okay. Yeah, we're
I actually didn't really have anything in mind, like
Of what you were
as
gonna
far
play?
as like what I was gonna play. Just
Oh,
'cause,
right
like
on.
I know that I can't sing. I brought my guitar though, and I brought like my looper pedal, so I can maybe try to do like some,
Always doing the loops.
yeah.
some like I don't know loopy shit.
Hell
I
yeah.
don't know.
I think I need to say though before we go off that Josh didn't talk about his job before he did either of those jobs, which was that he was the person that watched people pee who are on probation.
That's true. I
Where
did
are you
have
now?
that job. I did have that
Oh,
job.
man.
It was a part-time office job.
Okay, breaking news.
And, yeah.
No, okay, let's get down to the real question at hand. Is it true that black guys' dicks are way bigger?
Oh my God, Matt.
Oh my god.
I don't think he
Is
needs
it
to
wrong?
answer that.
I don't want to answer that.
That's a yes. That's a yes. I tell you what, I was on probation, and the most uncomfortable I ever was when I had a gigantic man have to stand behind me, and I just saw my dick from 30 different mirrors around the entire toilet.
Okay.
I was like, oh, I've never seen that angle of my dick. I didn't know my dick looked like that
It's
from
a
that
very
side.
weird thing.
It's a weird, yeah, it's odd as fuck. And
Yeah.
also, like, what goes better with a piss than anything but a fart, you know? Like, if anything's
Yeah.
going to get it started, it's a
Yeah.
little toot. And then I got a man standing an inch
you're
behind
just-
me, and I'm like, I'm
You're
trying
just hot boxing and
I'm trying not to. I'm like,
Yeah.
trying not to let one loose right into this guy's chest as he's trying to watch me pee. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude, but I got to, if I'm going to get this thing going, I got to fart. You got to fucking.
fart.
Yikes.
Make way.
That also made me think of, I do remember when we actually met, I think it was when we were playing darts, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
But,
Thanks for sharing that
I
with the
think
class.
it was
is
with-
there more? Was there
no,
more?
we were playing darts,
Oh.
and it was...
Thanks for listening, everybody. Goodbye.
Purpose is not survival. It's finding purpose in what you love.
I'm pumped to be branching out and being like, hey, we're going to sit down and have a couple-hour podcast.
Is it? Is it, dude?
Jesus
You just like talked for 5 minutes. I'm like, is it though? I've always been inspired by this shit.
Yeah. Dude, that pizza was so greasy.
It was disgusting.
It was not disgusting.
Disgusting.
Good times, Noodle Salad.